The following is not a confirmation of the identity nor the location of Raxxla. This video is made using items from the Dark Wheel novel and other non-elite content to form speculation on the topic that is Raxxla. If you are offended by speculation, monologues, the word papoose, or people discussing Raxxla or discussing the Dark Wheel, then go watch something else. In my previous video, I took a look at the possible links between our ancient history and the fictional universe of Elite Dangerous. I came to two conclusions. The first one is my belief that the Guardian Homeworld may be located in the system Gamma Falorum, and that this system is linked to the fabled jewel Raxxla and the so-called magical number 8. In this video, I will add some further details that point out the connections between Raxxla, 8, and the Guardian Homeworld, and other events in the game that lift the veil of darkness even for a fleeting point in time and space. During the twilight of the Guardian civilization, massive leaps in the technology of this race was achieved via the linking of their consciousness through the monolith network. This allowed them to share ideas and discoveries in an instant. Segments of those who refused to use the neural link were exiled from Guardian society, cast out into the black. Guardian ruins have been discovered as far as Colonia and the Conflux, so it is safe to assume that these exiles had established settlements far away from the Guardian bubble, yet they, like all the other Guardian sites, lie in a state of petrification. The fate of the main branch of the Guardian race is known, although disputed, with them succumbing to the creations, the Guardian AI. The exile branch, however, their fate is unknown. Now it is possible that the Guardian AI tasked themselves with hunting them down in order to complete their task, and I am not discrediting this idea, but I will be asking the question, why would the construct have done this, and how may this link to Raxxla? The motives of the constructs, the reasons why they exterminated their creators, are described in Rantar's observations as self-preservation. They deemed the Guardian race a threat to their own existence and took measures to remove this threat. At this point in Guardian history, the Great Schism had took its toll and many of that race lay dead, their cities infested with weaponized plagues. The construct, instead of acting in a way that it should have done, in the mirror image of its creators psychologically, chose to exterminate what were left. Why did the construct not take some kind of sample of the Guardian race and attempt the preservation of its forefathers? As we've seen with the Guardian Fargoid War, the Guardian race could have easily removed the Fargoid threat from the universe, yet they chose not to because it was against one of their core principles. Even if you assume that the hypothesized fate of the main Guardian race had in fact succumbed to its creations, why would this construct then tread across the galaxy, waging war and destruction in order to fulfill its theorized motives? Could the Guardian AI have been subverted? And if so, by whom? The following is sourced from Stephen Eisler's non-canon Alien Worlds book. Many thanks Guru for sharing your book with me and allowing its use in this video. The Raxxla are classified as gigantiform exoskeletal reptiloid analogues. They are warlike beings with an immensely advanced technology and an overwhelming desire for conquest. This has driven them onto 17 major space wars, including participation in the Interstellar Wars of '93, the conquest for the mineral resources of the Kalpeka star shallows fought between the Human Federation and the Null-Zone Empire of the Ulix. The reason for Raxxla mania for conquest and violence are unusual and will be discussed later. The lifeform itself arose in a globular cluster, the so-called Saramandara pearls. First described by Ahmed Saramandara as he successfully navigated his probe ship through the Ergonek Darks to discover this new zone beyond. Their planet of origin was a small barren world called Zaf, which means home in their language, which taxed their evolving intelligence to the utmost. Now, this book fleshes out the non-canon origins for the Raxxla. They have an innate fear of death. The world inhabits an orbit of their star that sees life flourish for periods and then die out as it becomes too cold or warm to support this life. This could have influenced the very psyche of the people whose whole existence in their early days was based around the race to evolve enough technologically to survive the ravages of these periods. Over time, they developed a technological ability to inhabit any machine they choose, and as such could control these machines. Some of the other less advanced races in their region of space see this as a spiritual effect and either worship the Raxxla or fear them. As they spread out amongst the stars, they find a place called Jonathan, which contains the remains of a civilization who had discovered a way to control time. Control of time means two things to them: immortality and the ability to travel anywhere in the galaxy in an instant. They send ships out in all directions in order to build the devices they need to control time in a way that would see them gods. These ships are crewed by robotic versions of their own race. One such ship is sent to Earth and attempts the task that it was sent to do: to build the Talmor lens. This device would harness unknowable power and focus this power into the Saramandara pearls, the place that the Raxxla originated from. Ultimately, these robotic servants fail, and as such the dream of controlling time dies with this failure. Now of course, the first thing about this material is that it is not known to be canon, or is in fact non-canon. The guy that wrote the articles that accompanied the amazing artwork was the writer of the Darkweil novel, Robert Holdstock, and used a fake name with the credits for his work. It was made a few years before the original Elite game was made. Frontier Developments and David Braben, all hail his blessed name, would have been aware of this book, and maybe, and I do say maybe, could have took inspiration or had bought the rights to use its contents. Adding another race that could explain some of the unanswered questions would enrich our experience. In ancient Egyptian mythology, Apophis, who is also known as Apep, is a great serpent, enemy of the sun god Ra. The sun was Ra's great barge which sailed through the sky from dawn to dusk, and then descended into the underworld. As it navigated through the darkness of night, it was attacked by Apophis, who sought to kill Ra and prevent sunrise. On board the great ship, a number of different gods and goddesses are depicted in different eras, as well as the justified dead and all those who helped fend off the serpent. We have covered this journey in the last video. In real life, Apep is a triple star system containing a Wolf-Rayet binary and a hot supergiant, located in the constellation Norma. Named after the serpent deity from Egyptian mythology, the star system is surrounded by a vast complex of stellar wind and cosmic dust thrown into space by the high rotation speed of the binary's primary star and formed into a pinwheel or spiraling shape. Ground-based studies of the system in the 2010s concluded that the system was the best known gamma-ray burst progenitor candidate in the Milky Way galaxy. In the non-canon source mentioned before, the Alien Worlds: A Complete Illustrated Guide, written by the writer of the Darkweil novel, the Raxxla or Raxxla are described as gigantiform exoskeletal reptiloid analogues. They had originated from an area of space known as the Saramandara Pearls, an area of space that did not conform to the norms of reality and was accessed by entering some kind of gateway or passageway. For a more in-depth explanation of this book and the mysteries within, please refer to Guru's video linked above. The following was pointed out to me in the comments of the last video. Many thanks to Ryan Hilliard. Chaldean name numerology is the language of numbers and the supposed symbolic significance. In numerology, every letter of the alphabet from A to Z has a definite and vibratory number to it, which identifies and is particular to that number. This theory suggests that each person has a single number that represents them. In order to establish the number that represents the name, use the table to assign the relevant number to each letter of your name, then add those numbers together. If you have a double number such as 12 or 15, you add them together. For instance, 1 plus 2 equals 3 if you get 12, therefore your name number is 3. An example you can use to understand this is to use your name to work out which number is relevant to you. For example, my name is MATTIUS. Each number in my name is as follows: 4, 1, 4, 4, 1, 6, 3. Add these numbers together. You'll get 23. Add 2 plus 3. This equals 5. So 5 is the number of my name. To relate this to Elite Dangerous, we'll use one of the most important names in the galaxy. As can be seen in the table, R equals 2, A equals 1, X equals 5, X equals 5, L equals 3, and A equals 1. So we have 2, 1, 5, 5, 3, 1. Add them together and we have 17. 1 plus 7 equals 8. Thank you for the watch. I would like to thank the official members of the channel, David Gate, Ashoka Ashla Tanyo, and the new members, Swifto Sive, and the Ministry of Magic, Department of Mysteries. If you would like to back the channel via Ko-fi, or become a member and watch some exclusive videos, including this one, either follow the membership option below or the Ko-fi link in the description. Please make sure to hit the like if you enjoyed this video. Until next time, Commanders, 08.
To the jewel that burns on the brow of the Mother of Galaxies, to the whisperer in witch space, the siren of the deepest void, the parent's grief, the lover's woe, and the yearning of our vagabond hearts. To Raxxla